All right. Hi. Hello. It's me, Mark Delcros. We're back on this Tuesday, August 27th, for a kind of relaxation stream. After the. Basically, we had a hectic week last week getting everything together for the actual play. Basically, we finished planning out Starfinder 2nd Edition, showed off player sharing, and then ran an actual play of Starfinder 2nd Edition last week. If you missed those, check out our YouTube channel. Those videos are archived out there and will be available for much longer than they'd be available here on Twitch. Hi, I'm Mark Delcros, product lead for LoreLink. Awesome on captions. Basically, what we do here on this channel is we do a variety of things. We either, like what we're doing today, is playing things which are TTRPG related, adjacent. We do actual plays. I show how LoreLink, the campaign management tool, can be used to help you plan out a variety of different games, basically whether it be Starfinder or Hardwired Island or D&D or Call of Cthulhu, all that stuff. We do that here. And occasionally we take breaks to play silly video games because, hey, there are a lot of cool video tabletop or RPG. Tony and his incredibly stupid pibble tricks. Basically, either they're incredibly stupid or they're incredible and they're stupid pibble tricks. Take your pick. All right, I will be joined here today by the amazing, wonderful Tony. You could say
and
hello.
Those are incredible stupid tricks.
Okay. Then that's kind.
So hello, I'm Tony. I'm the social media guy.
Hey.
And I'm also the one with over 100 hours into PowerWash Simulator. But I don't have a problem. I can quit anytime.
Anytime. You can stop at any time. Okay. So, Game decided it didn't want to capture. He's the one that won't be spamming your inbox. Yes, he's a social media person. Basically, we have a newsletter and all that fun stuff. Social media. I'm so tiny. Yeah, I am kind of a small little person over here. Do I have a larger version of me, or do I just make myself bigger? Help me! Help me! I'm so tiny. I can become bigger. Whoa! Look at me grow.
Tiny, Tony, tiny.
Tony Tiny? Is it Tiny Tony? Isn't that a Borderlands thing?
No, and neither is it a tiptoe through the tulips thing.
Oh, there we go. I am now slightly larger. Hi, you can see all my expressions. And basically, I'm still just a floating head here in the corner. It's fine. I can make myself slightly more of a figure. There I am. You can almost see the t-shirt I'm wearing. It's Cloud and Zack from Final Fantasy, which is a different PowerWash Simulator thing. Not the one we're doing today. We are doing bonus jobs. Bonus jobs? Not bonus jobs. Been a hot second. Yep. My brain has forgotten where things are.
Back out. Back out again. Main menu.
I want specials, right?
Specials, yeah.
Yeah, there we are.
Meanwhile, I'm seeing here in the t-shirt you can't see that reminds all convention goers to get 5 hours of sleep, eat 2 meals, and take 1 shower every day.
Sage advice. We are at 46% on this Thunderhawk. I'm going to resume job. Chunk into the game.
Yeah, it's been a while, so I can't even remember how invites work.
I have to go into the game and then I can invite you. I remember that. It's a weird thing where I have to go into the game to do it. I can join it. Let's get co-op on. Confirm. Now I can invite friend. Invite friend. There we go. I have sent the not tiny Tony a tiny invite file. And now we wait to see if...
Cleaning up. Connecting.
I'm very stumpy. Stomp.
Downloading dirt. This may take several minutes. Why?
Download all the dirt. It's like, what's the latest gossip? Oh, that's really loud. Okay.
Why do you have to re-download everything?
It's like, I don't get to basically this dirt needs to be taken care of.
I don't need 4.219 megs of dirt to download again as I'm trying to join a multiplayer game. Sweet and sour baby Jesus.
I'm amused by which parts of that phrase you choose to censor. I mean,
I don't know. It's not Disney friendly, but you know that's not what we're really shooting for here.
Like, basically, it thinks you're in the game. Where, I don't know. It says, basically, I've got your little thing in the corner. He's right over there. I can see him. His name. But
now it's loading the dirt.
Ooh. Oh, hey, you
Do
wrote
I
my
now get
name
to
on
clean
it.
the dirt.
Hey, you wrote
Oh,
my name on
damn.
the ship. I didn't see that last time.
Did I do that?
Apparently somebody did.
Oh.
It says hi.
Yeah, no, I see it.
Yeah. Gotta get a better view for the audience. Probably, yeah, over there is probably the best view. That K is a little messy. The rest of it's fairly solid. That K is just a little messy.
I think somebody hit it after I did it.
How dare. How dare they ruin your pretty beautiful work. Alright, back to power washing a Thunderhawk.
Wasn't that? No, that was Silverhawks. Was the Saturday morning cartoon?
Yeah. That's the one with the Silverhawk's the one with the horse, or is that just the people with the bird wings?
That was people with the bird wings.
Right. I can't remember which one with the which one is the one with the horse.
You see, these questions come up when I am not in a position to do any Googling.
Yeah, basically, it's one of those where there's the sheriff, and he's got his robotic horse
Brave Star.
companion. Brave Star. There you go.
Wasn't it like Brave Star? Or something
Is that
like
Brave
that?
Star? Is he also basically? Is that the same one who also will have basically is the Native American who can summon all the powers of the different animals to?
No, that's somebody in Super Friends.
No, that was also one of the spaceship ones.
Oh.
Spaceships, outer space ones. Okay, there's something on here. Yeah, as soon as there we go. Like as soon as I remember what the key is for highlight dirt.
Tab.
Yep.
Oh, okay, so you already found it. Got it.
Yeah.
I thought you were trying to remember what it was.
Nah, it just took me a second. Alright. Light deck.
Sucks. I don't have my like super 3 nozzle high pressure washer that I finally got in the standard game.
Yeah, I haven't bought any upgrades in this one. This is just raw raw power washing.
This is just, the base skins.
Well, it's not the base skins. This is the
Well, the base.
this is the 40K.
Warhammer.
This is the Warhammer skin. I did see that the Shrek one comes with a sword-shaped pressure washer.
Yes, your knights and your pressure washer backpack looks like a shield, and your washer looks like a sword.
Yes. The exciting, basically brand new announcement of the Shrek
and
power washer.
there we go. 20 in with the pinch. From
Marshall.
the wiki, Marshall Bravestar, Galactic Marshal, New Texas, a Native American who can call upon the power of spirit animals, enabling him briefly to perform superhuman feats.
Did he have a horse deputy? A robotic horse deputy?
I think he had a
we have
robotic
another
horse.
one we have to figure out.
Yep.
Yep. Calls a big partner. Is more belligerent than Bravestar. Often prefer fights to resolutions. Doesn't want to resolve anything. Just wants fights.
Sounds like a horse. I know Mr. Ed was the same way.
Mr. Ed just wanted fights. Do you think they'll reboot Mr. Ed at some point? Do you think someone will get that brilliant idea, or has that idea safely had its day and we're safe from that ever showing up again?
I think we're safe from it ever showing up again until you had to vocalize it. And,
until I existed, basically spoken into existence in the universe.
Yep.
That's terrifying. I don't want to be responsible for Mr. Ed 2000 or 2020, 2030.
Thank you for the flashbacks for Blues Brothers 2000. It was a great soundtrack. It had a great soundtrack. That movie existed to deliver the music. Past there, it failed as a movie. Trust me, I saw it in the theater 3 times.
Ooh, 3 times.
I was that desperate for new Blues Brothers material at that time.
That is a level of dedication. That is, I won't say a credit. It's more of a symptom, it feels like.
Yeah. I saw it opening
help.
night myself, and then some friends wanted to go see it, and then my dad wanted to go see it, so... At least it's not like I went by myself 3 times.
That's good at least. I mean, it's not quite, it's not an immediate cry for help, but it does start to range into the, hey, I just saw this terrible thing, come look at it. Willingness to inflict pain on others.
Once again, it's not so much the movie, but, ignore the movie, listen to the music, look at the bands.
I mean, you basically, even in whatever year Blues Brothers 2000 was in, whether it actually was in the year 2000 or not, I don't know.
98, I think.
1998? Okay. Like, even in that year of 1998, you could just listen to the music on CD or cassette at that point. You didn't have to go to the movie theater to hear that soundtrack. Like, none of those songs are original to that movie, were they?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Actually, Blues Traveler did one that might have been. I don't know.
Huh. That makes sense. There's probably there's probably at least There's probably at least one original song. They had a budget.
Well, there's the old songs that were covered by, Dan Aykroyd and
Mm-hmm.
John Goodman and the Kid.
Was that Macaulay Culkin or was that someone else?
Oh, no, it was. We can't afford Macaulay Culkin. Is who it was. Actually, I don't know who the actor is.
We have Macaulay Culkin at home.
Yeah.
Apparently, they tried to review Mr. Ed twice, but it didn't happen. Can't imagine what could have stopped them.
Heartbreaking.
CG horse. So many scrapped CG horse assets turned out to pasture and recycled into digital glue.
Wilbur, no.
The flight deck armor section is going to drive me nuts. It's like its boundaries are just ill-defined enough that I don't know where I should be. Like it has just a little bit of dirt on it, and I don't know what its boundaries are to be like. Oh, obviously, maybe it's just this edge here.
Yeah, I'm waiting for this game to remember that gravity is a thing that exists, and I go sliding off the edge of this wing.
It has coyote time. Coyote time is the actual game developer term for the fact that you usually have some leeway when you step off of things in video games. Just so you actually have a chance of reacting to them, unlike in real life.
Did I actually get on the wing? I'm king of the world.
Not for long, you aren't. Oop, I just fell down. That was a farther drop than I expected. Where's my button to summon ladder? I have to walk all the way over here and pick up a ladder like some kind of peasant. Then I get to summon giant blue holograms of ladders all over the place.
Yes, that I can see as well.
You can unhinge the wrist by using the C button. Hinge the wrist. The wrist.
Is that like sweep the leg?
I told you to put that down. Put it down. I need to put down so I can try. No. What did you? There we go. Oh, okay. Free aim. You can free aim. Using...
Oh, with the C key.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I start doing if I start getting motion sick.
That makes sense. That's side armor. It's got a bunch of stuff on it.
Oh, it was actually in the chat. Okay.
It's nicer for your audience too. Message received. That's fuselage. I am so close. Just ding, darn you, flight armor.
Oh, so this past Saturday I made excellent use of my time. Went hiking over at Fort Harrison in the morning,
Nice,
and then came
nice.
home and just Liz and I sat on the couch and binged the entire first season of Ted Lasso.
Ah, I've heard good things about the Ted Lasso, but it is binge worthy. Though I heard a confusing thing, like I heard the fact that like season 3 ended and it ended on a really good solid ending for the show, and it was a solid farewell, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Just glad that worked out. They got a solid ending. They're like season 4 announced. I'm like, wait, didn't they end the show? Apparently, they're the quest for more money.
Yep.
The
Yeah,
ship
you
has
see,
got the
that's
word BAAL.
that's part of why I really liked Good Place. Is it told the story, it had an ending, and it was not going to get continued. Didn't matter how much the network wanted that to continue, it wasn't going to happen.
Probably should be on that desk near the microphone. Everyone probably heard that poor thing vibrate. Is it you? Are you the troubled dirt?
I can hear everything you're saying about me.
Ah. No, you weren't in fact the troubled dirt. How about you?
Oh,
You
so what is
qualify.
Anime Chicago? Is that this weekend?
Anime Magic is this weekend.
Oh, Anime. Is it in Chicago?
It is in Chicago. It is.
That's where.
To be more precise, it is in basically Rosemont, a detail which is something that Chicagoans would really care about, but most other people, since Rosemont is literally where they keep Chicago O'Hare Airport, it is a distinction that a lot of outside people will make. But
Yeah, I think that's where the creation TrekCon this fall is going to be. But
yes, basically the Rosemont Convention Center, the Donald Stevenson Convention Center, is probably the second biggest. Basically, there's McCormick, which is downtown, and there's Donald Stevenson in Rosemont. Generally, if you're basically basically anything short of a Comic Con level event, you're probably at the Donald Stevenson in Rosemont. Assuming you're over, assuming you're at convention center size, that's where you're going to be.
and there is nothing wrong with a fan hotel con. We need more of those.
Alright, I'm going to go down here and see if I can. Is it you? Wow, this last tiny bit of dirt here is driving me. That's you. Okay. I heard a ding. I got happy. It wasn't the right ding. How dare you?
Nope, it was a main wing heavy bolter.
Yep. I was clearing dirt and it dinged. Wait, what is that?
That was me too.
Yeah. I don't know where this last bit of dirt is, but boy howdy. It wants to hide. It's just like I could see it. You? No. No. That's fuselage, I think. Or is that flight deck? That's fuselage. That's flight deck. That difference is like the difference between Rosemont and Chicago. Come on.
And what are you working on? The flight deck armor?
Yeah. But basically, as you were speaking of anime magic, because of the fact that you are doing my job as a streamer, reminding me to talk about the fact that I will be at an upcoming convention in. How did you find that thing?
Okay, so if you hit escape and go into the list of things that need cleaned, you can click on one and that will start flashing. And so I was able to see where the edge of it was and see that there's a spot right here that I'm pointing at right now that hadn't been cleaned. It was right there.
That's flight deck?
That was considered flight deck right there.
Sure. Like, that's not flight deck. That's fuselage. That's flight deck. That's the outer... Okay, sure. But yes, in any case, I will be at Anime Magic in Chicago presenting multiple panels in conjunction with Lorelink and my other pastime, which is brain cosplay. Basically, my group, the cosplay group I'm a part of, and so I guess at the battle, which does costuming panels and Chinese drama panels and basically Japanese language pun panels. I am presenting three panels on TTRPGs. I am presenting a panel on GMing 101, basically walking you through basically basic kind of tips and stuff what you should expect when you're GMing for the first time or first couple of times. Then I am doing a panel, I am also doing a panel on basically how to pick a game. If your group wants to do something other than, well, the obvious choice of Dungeons and Dragons. This guy presents a list. I'm doing a brief history about it. It's an anime convention, so I'm doing a brief history on the history of Japanese TTRPGs. Which has some interesting kind of side notes and side effects, and basically how certain things have gotten popular in Japan, which have not gotten popular in the U.S. or as popular in the U.S. There's one game in particular that over 20% of its user base comes from foreign sources, as opposed to the U.S., which is really unique in the TTRPG market, where most of them are 1% at most. And lastly, I will be running Dungeons and Dragons, the Toon D&D game, where I take an old school Toon D&D module and we throw a bunch of Toon characters into it, and we see how well the old school module handles it, and see how many Toon characters we can explode. The answer is surprisingly a decent number, but that's the fun part.
We've done that on stream before, haven't we?
We did Toon of Horrors on stream. Many a Toon fell into a pit. Many a Toon went into a hole. Many a Toon touched an altar they probably shouldn't have. Chaos ensued.
I think we actually have that up on our system examples page too, up on the website.
I believe it is the system example for Toon on our systems page. You are correct.
I was going through a lot when I put that page together, so in fact, I need to get that page updated. But anyway,
the Toon one, I think the Toon one is relatively
well. No, I mean
the examples in general. Yes, we have done other stuff since then, but not a ton. It's been a busy couple of months for everybody.
Yeah, but we had a couple of good streams for a new game that's currently in playtest. So,
yep. Basically, Starfinder is available. Basically, will be added to that list as well. Starfinder and Dragonborn, I think, are the last two systems that we've done. So I'm not
Did we
certain
actually
if those
get
have been
Dragonborn
added.
done?
There's the YouTube channel. There's the system examples pages as well. Thank you. We're destroying links after our mod and making her look up things like Bravestar and Mr. Ed reboots and how many different system pages we have up at any given point. Never a dull moment. It's fine. It's fine. There's enough friction here I can do this. Anyone who believes in gravity is a coward. Only a fool would fall for gravity. Huh? Is this something?
Hey-oh. And that's the best you're going to get. You're not even going to get a pity laugh out of that one.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I know basically that joke does not deserve more than that. It should not be encouraged. He was slowly starting to realize I'm not particularly standing on solid ground. But isn't quite sure what to do about it at this point.
To which the game goes, what you gonna do?
I mean, it's just kind of like,
It is what it is.
They'll eventually throw you to the ground, but, you know. Till then, you seem like a nice person. Hate to have physics applied to you.
You can't change the laws of physics.
Oh, there it goes. Finally dropped me a little bit. Okay, thank you.
And now I have Star Trek going through my head. Great job, Droxel. Great work.
One of the first original TTRPGs in Japan was an Enterprise licensed RPG. More in fun
Star
fact.
Trek?
Yeah.
No, you said Enterprise.
Well, it was called Enterprise. This is back when this is 1984, back when Enterprise meant exactly one thing.
Rent-a-cars?
I don't think even they were around.
Sorry, 20. Can we see when Enterprise Rent-a-Car was founded?
Yeah, and yet you're still not using the C button.
I hate to burst into your chit chat, but Mark, you are so fuzzy. Focus is broken.
Oh wow!
Ooh,
camera.
Wow.
Me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, your face.
Yeah, this thing right here. All of this.
Oh, look, there you are.
Yeah.
Lovely.
He's so fuzzy, you think he'd be prepping for a furry convention.
Oh no, Tony. All right, you.
I'm sure there'll be furries there. They usually are. They're amazing cosplayers. It takes a lot of work and construction to build those things.
Amount of work that goes into her fursuit. Yeah, I've had some friends ask if I could help with stuff like that, and it's like, no, that is way beyond my abilities.
Yeah, like, where is the last? Did I get this? I'm gonna must have. Oh, goodbye. Gravity finally caught up to me. I'm guessing I must have completed that at some point while we were discussing various things.
I saw the.
You saw the ding?
Sigil logo or whatever come up. As I was asking about Enterprise.
Yes. Enterprise was the one of the first. Basically, there's a lot of debate over what the first one was. There was another one called Donkey Commando, which may have been the actual first one.
Okay.
It was a basically a spy thriller, infiltrate the base type mission with mechanics, but basically a company like started realizing TTRPGs were getting big, and so hired someone on to basically translate. So they translated Crusher Joe and Enterprise, which were the first two.
Was Enterprise associated with the FASA system at all?
No, it was its own original thing.
See, I don't even remember when the FASA... I didn't start becoming a hardcore Trekkie until 91, so...
Yeah, this was... I don't know if it completely predated the FASA, basically, or any of the Star Trek RPGs, because this was in that era. Traveler came out around that same time. So it's close. But it definitely was its own unique 2d6 system. Basically, the interesting thing about it was basically it allows you to make your own crew member, whereas the Crusher Joe TTRPG system, which also came out immediately afterwards, required you to play someone from the show. No original characters allowed. Yep. Basically, one of the other interesting things was basically a lot of the discussion around TTRPGs for that time period basically revolves around the fact that game books got massively popular as a form of solo RPG, which I don't know if you ever ran into those. The Lone Wolf books were big ones over here. Fighting Fantasy were bigger in the UK area. Sorcery was one that was worked on by Steve Jackson of Steve Jackson Games fame, creator of GURPS and all of that. But those were massively popular in Japan as well, and so they were seen as a cheaper alternative to a lot of the more expensive video games of the era. So there were basically many different and there was an entire Famicom series of adventure game books, like a Mario, Zelda, Final Fantasy, Ys, Dragon Quest. All of them got game books.
Man, I thought my old Choose Your Own Adventure books for like Blaster Master and stuff were cool.
I mean, they are. Blaster Master is an amazingly interesting game once you actually get into the plot of it. It's about a frog that becomes a tank, if I remember correctly. I think that's the plot of it, isn't it?
I remember that I had a Choose Your Own Adventure book based on it. I don't remember what the book...
Come on, Tony.
I'm sorry, I've bounced my head off of too many windshields.
Oh. The plot of what now? Blaster Master for the NES. I got the side hatch, yay. I need to figure out what the side armor... Someday I'll buy detergent. Someday I'll buy detergent to make that actually a useful nozzle.
You know, you say that.
I say that, but it's less likely to happen.
I think I ended up buying detergent because I just hit a point in the subway level where I was going through and having to clean each frickin' track. And I'm just like, forget it. Bought the detergent so I could just spray the entire area.
I was watching another streamer play through one of the many offshoot games that basically people have made since then, and one was about a someone who cleans up after crimes, not a crime scene cleaner, but basically a crime scene cleaner for the mob, as it were. And basically that one has a skill tree which has you doing everything from basically like dual wielding scrub daddies to powering up your detergent to powering up the power of your mop to making it so you don't leave footprints and blood.
I hear powering up your mop, and all that goes through my head is Stanley Spadowski from UHF. That sounded like the laugh of, okay, Tony, I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, I've watched UHF, but I remember who Stanley Spadowski is. I can't remember, I don't remember which part. Like, I remember he had a thing with a mob. Because that was his thing. He was the janitor. But I don't remember which part. I don't know what part exactly you are referring to.
Oh, just in general, that, you know, it's at the very end, when they're doing the whole rescue Stanley part, and he escapes and he finds his mop and he just starts kicking people's butt with it.
Right.
Because, yeah, Michael Richards is a action star. Of course, these days, Michael Richards in anything, but anyway.
I accomplished something. That's probably the quickest I've gone from starting on something to actually having it finished. Which is just kind of sad. I'm like, yeah, hey, like I've accomplished a lot of other things, like several of the emblems and things like that have gone relatively quickly. That was probably the fastest I've just started to work on an area and had it just be like, okay, you're done. Like, thank you. Like this, the underside armor. So much stuff.
20, seriously, if you talk to our boss and keep mentioning hazard pay, he might break.
Things I end up looking. Blaster Master was such a bad plot. I mean, yes, it was an NES game. 90% of the plot is written in the manual, not the game. So you pretty much have free reign, and heaven help if you're heaven help if you're just dealing with an English translation where they don't bother to explain what the Japanese plot is, and so they just give you the game and they're like, come up with a plot. Should I know what the Japanese one is? Nah, it's fine.
The Wikipedia page for Blaster Master is huge!
I mean, it's gotten several sequels for reasons. I mean, 90% of those reasons are it's a retro game that played decently well, therefore someone will try to milk it for money. Let's be honest. There's the underside armor. Yay. Alright, is this different side armor? Oh no, it's the same side armor. Okay. So, when you're yelling at me about side armor, you mean this as well. I'm taking this ladder underneath the ship. Don't question physics or how I'm doing it. Start questioning physics like that, the Emperor's gonna get involved, it's gonna get messy.
No, I question why I have to see where your all the places the ladder can go up every time you pick it up.
Yeah, that is a little bit weird, but you know, just it's so you can make sure I'm not doing anything heretical with the ladder.
Sure.
Gotta watch out for heretical ladder placement. The Emperor has mandated that ladders can only go in certain places. And if you notice a fellow tech priest placing a ladder in the wrong position, it's your duty, your responsibility, your privilege to report that to the Emperor. So that we may, together, put a stop to heretical ladder placement. Because that is a step ladder on the way to chaos. Very obviously.
20, are we allowed to kick Mark from his own stream?
I'm getting Tony to cringe of my puns. That's a sign of sign of success, I think. I'll take it. I mean, I almost ended up basically being forced to ditch the stream and let you run it for 5-10 minutes because Service Plus came out to my house and cleaned my air conditioner. Like, hey, do you know your water softener or something is leaking? And I'm like, that's not good. I don't like that. I thought I fixed those issues, and I come out and several of the pipes have kind of detached themselves from the wall, and I'm like, well, I've got good news. You guys are the ones who installed those, so that'd be great if you guys did something with that and fixed it. And they're like, well, we can have someone out there. I'll let dispatch know they should call you and set something up. I'm like, cool, they'll set something up. So I get a text like, hey, thanks for setting up an appointment. I'm like, when did I set up an appointment? And then I get another text saying, all our technicians are busy right now, but we'll let you know around 2. And I'm like, this is going to end badly, isn't it? Yep, sure enough, at 4 o'clock, I get a phone call like, hey, I've got a technician ready to head out there. Is you okay with that? I'm like, the technician, actually, it's like 3:30. I'm like, it's a technician. Oh, it was 4. Because basically, I'm like, the technician's okay with me just opening the garage, pointing at the problem, and telling them to fix it. Sure. But I'm in a meeting from 5 to 6:30. And he's like, can you step away for like 5-10 minutes? I'm like, not really. Not that kind of meeting. So like, does 8:30 tomorrow morning work for you? Not really, but it's better than interrupting the stream. So I sacrificed getting up at an unreasonable hour in the morning. So you wouldn't be suddenly ditched in the middle of a stream. I want the body placed here.
Because watch, and then there'd be another incomplete 911 call done in the area, and I'd have to go see why a cop's on my front porch again.
Yep. I got that fun experience once when I was out of the country, thanks to Ring doorbells. Not a sponsor. I mean, we are on Twitch, so they kind of are. Ring is an Amazon product, Twitch is an Amazon product. But basically, I'm like, there's someone at your front door. Okay. Basically, 2 hours ago, there was someone at your front door. And I'm like, okay. Basically, look at the Ring history, and I'm like, why were there cops at my front door 2 hours ago? I don't know if I ever actually found out why. Oh, I think I did. I think I figured out that my side door had been unlocked and therefore slightly ajar, and finally enough breeze had come through to pop it open, which had set off the alarm. Which then neither of the people who were I had set up on the watch list, basically the call list to be alerted when my alarm goes off before they call the cops, was awake at that hour or wanted to deal with the phone. The problem when you send a alarm phone call to a Gen Z who doesn't know what the number is, I'm not going to answer the
throwing
phone.
that on Gen Z.
Gen Zs are more likely to just ignore your phone, ignore a phone call. Like, I ignore phone calls from numbers I don't know within a certain range. Alright, where are you? Alright, let's try Tony's trick. Side armor, 0 of 2. Wait, that's part of the side armor? Sure.
See, that's why I like that trick. Oh wait, that's what you consider that part of it?
How did you divvy up this giant model? I mean, when you think about it, it's just a giant 3D print. Just made of lots of different parts.
No, because if you do a 3D print of one of these, they come after you.
Ha!
Oh no, Games Workshop hates 3D printers.
They do. Which was hilarious because they were quoted on a earnings call saying, 3D printers aren't a problem. No one's gonna want those. No one's gonna use those. Those guys are too slow.
That'll change when the Fire Nation attacked.
Mm-hmm. Alright, what are you... Okay. I see where you're flashing, yes. I failed to see, however, what you want
So
me to
did any of you with Sewing South the Battle do PopCon Louisville this past weekend?
No, we are too busy, in fact, prepping for Anime Magic to head down to Louisville. Basically,
Yeah. I
been a while
you're
since
also
we've
not
just...
doing Dragon Con.
No. The problem with the biggest problem I have with Dragon Con is, like, I've heard it's a really, really awesome costuming convention, etc., etc. But it feels like if I don't live in Atlanta, it feels like a nightmare to get to and stay at. Like, it's just a ton of people crowded into way too small buildings, hotels.
A ton of people drinking heavily.
Yeah, that too.
Crammed into a bunch of buildings in Atlanta on Labor Day weekend.
There it is. It's also Hotlanta.
On Labor Day weekend.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
But yeah, everything I've heard about Dragon Con says it's the cosplay convention with the drinking problem, or it's a drinking convention with a cosplay problem. It's one of the two.
Yeah. It's not quite some other conventions I know that have drinking problems attached to them as side conventions. I won't name because I've been involved with, and not in a drinking sense, but I've been involved in conventions. I don't want to necessarily badmouth local conventions. But yeah, basically, like, Dragon Con has less, basically, it kind of has more of an identity problem in my head, because I'm just like, but what is it? What type of convention is it? Is it a pop culture con? Is it, I guess it's a pop culture con? Like, is it just, like, in conjunction here, or is it just, like, a really big
I think it's just become a pop culture con. I don't know, once again, I've never been. And I have no urge to go.
Yeah.
I've done Comic-Con once, and I'm happy with that.
San Diego?
Yep. Back, as much as I hate to use the phrase, back in the day, when you could, on a lark, drive down to San Diego on Saturday, you know, if you're living in Southern California. And 20, you are not wrong there. But where you could, on a lark, decide to drive down on Saturday. Sure, you'd have to wait in line for a couple hours, but you could get a ticket and walk in on a Saturday.
Yeah. To be fair, that was...
I think I was like one of the last years you could do that.
Yeah, that was before the big names took it over as a place to release stuff and do exclusive stuff and things like that. That's always the... Basically, like, you have exclusive announcements and basically in showings, like trailers in Hall H and things like that. And you have the exclusive merchandise only available for sale at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, like the Enterprise B Hallmark ornament with the chunk taken out of it that took Kirk.
Wow. That's gruesome, but hilarious.
Well, I get the Hallmark has been doing, you know, they've been doing Starship since 1991.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, my mom, bless her, 1991 rolls around and I'm really getting into Star Trek, and we're a Hallmark ornament collecting family. I've got freaking totes full of these dang things that my poor kid's gonna have to figure out what to do with when I pass. But my mom was just like, we are not getting you a Starship Enterprise to put on the tree. This is just a fad you're going through. And then come 1992, they're doing the shuttlecraft ornament, and she looks up because she gets the price catalogs every year showing, you know, what things are worth. And yeah, that Enterprise was over $100 for a $20 ornament. In 1992, so there was like no internet artificially inflating the value.
I mean, we artificially inflated the values of things before the internet. Beanie Babies, shall we?
Oh.
Need I remind you? Fist fights at McDonald's over Beanie Babies.
Yeah.
The Lady Di Beanie Baby that's worth a ridiculous amount of money for reasons. I think that's the only one. I think
later,
that...
Tony...
Yeah. Good.
I was going to say just what 20 posted in there. 30 years later, Tony is 3D printing all manner of Star Trek paraphernalia, and 20 is not wrong.
Fine, I'll do it myself, says Tony.
Well, as I think I've said once or twice before, maybe not on the stream, but when I realized that I could print all this stuff on the printer, print it myself, and put it together and have it look just as good as those garage kits I could not pick up because, well, they're really, really dang expensive.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in high school, yeah, I'm printing stuff to make, you know, teenage Tony the Trekkie happy.
Oop.
I've got a Strange New Worlds pad behind me right now. I need to finish gluing together. This one I wasn't putting the work into.
I need to, once this next set of things is done, I need to work on printing out the sword. Oh, we get a new plot thing. Data of Battle of Withheld Strategic SMR AB-785.
Oh yeah, I
the
forgot.
Blood Angels Thunderhawk pilot. The astrometer are in disarray. Commissar Franz has redacted. Unconfirmed. Extraction impossible. The redacted heretical prevents our approach. How dare those redacted heretical. The redacted restricted artifact H class will be lost.
Oh no.
like most of the writing has been decent, but that line is just very. But okay. Hold, brothers! One of the tanks has broken through. To be talked about later. We'll deal with that in the future.
And meanwhile, my wife is probably outside the office going, Jesus, he's getting paid to play PowerWash Simulator.
I mean, basically the old parents basically rejoined her. Basically, you were like talking about like parents being like, "Oh, hey, you'll never." Basically, this Hallmark thing isn't worth anything. Just a fad. My parents are like, "You'll never get paid. No one will ever pay you to play video games."
Yes, luckily, scouts and all that, I was very much games are cool, but I'd rather be outside.
Nope, that was not me. I've become more of an outdoor person. But young me was not a basically go play outside as much as I was basically just stay inside and beat Final Fantasy 1.
Yeah, but going back to the Trek stuff, I think it was 2002, I realized I was no longer as big of a Trek fan as I used to be. When
A
the
lot of people
studio I
felt
was-
that in 2001, 2002.
Well, it's by that point I'd started doing more like the Star Wars costuming, Rebel Legion stuff, and all that. But
I mean,
when
that's the height of
walk-
that uptick.
yeah, when I walk into work and they have pieces of Brent Spiner all over one of the tables, and I'm able to pick up his head and go, oh, they're making a new Star Trek. They go, yep, I don't know. We were contracted to make parts of Data. It's like, okay, cool. Put it back down, and inside Teenage Tony, the Trekkie, is screaming, what did you just pick up? And then it turns out it wasn't Data, it's whoever the other Data
B4.
like android, from Nemesis.
Yeah, the plot point that doesn't go anywhere. Minor Picard spoilers.
But it's very amusing because that was the same model that was used in the first episode of Picard.
Yeah, they actually used the same one.
They used the same one.
Huh.
I guess I was reading about it, and they're like, yeah, we tracked down whoever won the auction when they were auctioning all that stuff off, and said, hey, what would it take for us to be able to use this for an episode? So they were able to rent it from the person that bought it.
Return it to me signed by the cast. Done.
But it's just like, oh, cool. So, I touched something that was in Nemesis, but I also touched something that was in Picard.
Ooh. I mean, one of these is a little bit more basically nerd cred worthy. Nemesis was a thing.
Yeah, it took me. I finally was able to watch Nemesis when Picard was coming out, just because I felt like I should probably have seen all the next gen movies. Because I tried twice before that, and I fell asleep every time.
I was still enough of a next gen nerd to watch Nemesis in theaters. Heck, I even watched Insurrection in theaters. Though I do remember joking about the captain's love seat. It was for whatever reason that they decided that particular captain needed to have like a love seat for their captain's chair instead of a full-size, instead of a regular just chair. Alright, fuselage.
See, I saw First Contact, but I missed the other two because my partner at the time hated Star Trek.
Oh. Fuselage? Oh, that's right. Is this not in alphabetical order? It's not in alphabetical order. Cool. Thanks. Roll that fuselage. Okay.
Roll that fuselage footage.
Yeah, I saw all the Star Trek movies in the theaters. I think have I seen every one of the Star Trek movies in theaters now? I've seen one, I've seen two on re-release, not the original. I was at a drive-in for 3, and a lot later, basically when I was a kid, later watched the whole thing in person. Later, I've seen 3. Definitely seen 4 in theaters. I think I saw 5 in theaters. Yeah.
See, I didn't get into it until 6.
5 I remember. Not every creature keeps its junk in the same place.
That was number 6.
That was 6? I thought that was 5. Which one's 5 then?
What does God need with the starship?
Oh gosh, that's 5. Right. Yeah. I think I saw that one in theaters. I want to say I saw that one in theaters. I saw Generations in theaters. And then I saw First Contact and the rest of them in theaters. So, yeah, I've seen every Star Trek movie. And I've seen all 3 of the Kelvin timeline ones.
Yeah. I missed the first one because, once again, partner that hated Trek. I was able to see the other 2. I swear, Beyond is actually one of my top 3 Trek films.
Beyond has good points. The bigger problem I have with Beyond is JJ's weird desire to make Star Trek about the 20th century.
Yeah, but that was such a good use of sabotage.
It's more than just like I have less of a problem with that and more of a problem with just like all the motorcycle stunts and everything else that's more 20th century, 21st century than it is Star Trek
I just saw those as
futuristic.
callbacks to the 2009.
The original Star Trek Into Darkness, you mean? No, it's just Star Trek.
Yeah, the just Star Trek, the reboot.
Yeah.
The introduction of the Kelvinverse.
There's just a little bit more fuselage. too many lens flares.
The main criteria I had, or the main criteria Beyond met, was it was just a fun movie.
It was fairly fun. It did have fun. Cannot be faulted for that.
Somehow the Warhammer stream devolved into Trek talk.
I mean, basically, that's because Warhammer lore is a deep, deep, dark iceberg that you don't want to get into.
And honestly, we've talked a lot of Warhammer lore as we've been cleaning the ships.
Sure. Warhammer lore. We did talk about Games Workshops being litigious. They weren't the only one. Basically, one of TSR's old nicknames in the past, basically during that time period, was to sue regularly. Because they were apparently just as litigious as, say, Hasbro and or WotC. Didn't want you using their monsters. One of those.
You mean the people who initially had halflings listed as hobbits?
Uh-huh. Hey, fuselage armor cleared. But Games Workshop, like we were talking about with the 3D printer stuff, where they vastly underestimated the difference that 3D printing would make on their industry. And only just now started to recover by releasing completely new stuff and sets. Really would not prefer you not to 3D print their stuff, but it is not hard to find resources for 3D printing Games Workshop's materials out there, sadly. There could be an argument made that they have put themselves into that corner by overpricing themselves, working against the problem rather than working with it. But
yeah, stuff like that I will not worry. I will not print. I mean, a lot of the Star Trek props I'm printing right now, I feel kind of bad because Factory Entertainment's making a lot of really nice stuff, but they're also charging $600, $700 for a medical tricorder, and it's a limited of like 500 to 1,000. And I can put one together that, even if I can figure out lights, it'll still be probably 100, 120 tops. If you don't count in my the hours I put in working on it.
Yeah, never count your own labor. Why would you do that?
Yeah, no. I count my labor if I'm making things for other people.
That's good.
That's when I go ahead and I kind of stop doing the whole modesty thing and go, no, it's like I have done this professionally. I have worked in Hollywood. I have done licensed replicas from Terminator 2, from Alien. What was the third film? Was Terminator 2 and Alien at least? I want to see there's a third. Oh, Battlestar Galactica. The original, not the reboot, because this is pre-reboot. But what I love is I can do all that, and it'll either keep me from having to do something I don't want to do, or it's going to pay me a lot for me to do something I don't want to do.
Reggie, have you gotten your new store webpage updated?
Oh, I'm still moving stuff over to Etsy.
Oh, okay. So the link that we have in the link that we can post in chat is still not accurate.
Well, no, see, 20 updated it.
Oh, 20 updated. Oh, there you go. Thank you, 20.
Yeah, no, 20 did it at the end of the last stream.
Nice.
Because 20 is a professional.
That she is. It's a retro thruster, much like our conversations. Okay, great. It's already 6:20. Wow.
And we're not even close to getting this sucker scrubbed.
We have we've done about 26%, I think. Did we started at about 40%, right? Or we're closer to 50?
I can't remember. I don't think I saw the percentage because I'm the guest. I think you're the one that. And while I had it up on the other monitor, I've got the stream up. I wasn't paying that close of attention because I'm not a professional.
Yeah, we're at 66 now. I was trying to remember what we were to start. So basically to judge, because we will be doing this again next week, as it is a shortened holiday week. Many of the Lorling crew will be gone. Like I, for example, will be at the Anime Magic Convention that we talked about. It's the top of this, middle of this, at some point during this stream. We talked about that. So I will be gone for that all weekend, and I'll be back barely on Monday. So rather than me trying to cram in all my planning stuff on basically on a Monday, I will not do any TTRPG creators that disservice by flipping through one of their books and just doing a really quick stream. I will spend the time to actually look at it and properly get ideas and thoughts on how I would use LoreLink to put it together, because that's what we do here when we're not cleaning off spaceships. I put together basically streams looking at various different RPG systems, playing them, basically planning them out and how I'd use them in LoreLink, which is our campaign management tool. It is designed to help you take your game systems, whether they be a Warhammer Fantasy game, a Warhammer 40k, basically whatever the merchants are called, I've forgotten their names. But they basically the merchant class, or one of the Inquisitors. Basically, if you're playing one of those games, or if you're playing D&D or Pathfinder, or the Star Trek role-playing system, which just got a new edition, which means we'll probably revisit that with Tony at some point in the future. We did a wonderful stream on that in the past, and we planned through a Star Trek First Edition, so we'll probably go through and talk about the Second Edition at some point. But all of those, basically, I go through and I plan them, and I talk about how I would use the campaign management tool, which helps you take all your notes, all your thoughts, all your various different ideas you have in your head for a campaign that you want, organize them all into one place, and then take those and be able to, while you're playing, whether it's on stream or like I'm playing it on stream, online, or if you're playing it at the table, be able to take all those, pull them up quickly, jump between them, reference them quickly during the campaign. That way you're not forced to pull up basically a bunch of Word documents or flip through a bunch of notebooks while you're playing. Allow you to quickly tag notes and assign them, be able to share stuff with other players, basically so you can quickly summarize previous sessions by showing them basically everything that they saw last time. Let them take their own notes inside the system that you can see, so you can steal what they're thinking and turn it into actual plot ideas that may not have been there originally. And then take all those, basically summarize them and keep them all into one convenient place, which is accessible no matter how you access the internet, whether it's your phone, your Chromebook, your laptop, your tablet, or even if you use other devices such as screen readers, or basically other basically screen readers or font, basically other types of accessibility for those who are hard of sight. That's not the word I want. See, basically visually impaired. Basically differently abled in terms of being able to how they can access the internet. So all those things basically and more are available on it. You can go check it out on our website. So basically, if you want to learn more about LoreLink there, including basically our free trial of our world tier is available there as well. You can check it out, basically get an idea, put a campaign or two basically into the system, and then be able to figure out, judge if basically LoreLink is something that you want or want to pay money for or something like that. And then coming here soon, for the next month or so, we'll be releasing our paid tiers, which will have some of the features like hotspots on maps, player sharing, and some of those fun features as well. So, if you want to know more about LoreLink and more what we're planning, obviously, basically follow this very Twitch channel right here, and you'll see us do things like playing more RPGs, like we did Starfinder last week, planning out those RPGs, or playing more video games, depending on the week. If you want to know if we go live, following us here will basically give you a nice, easy notification that we've gone live, and it also lets us know how, hey, people are interested in what we're doing here and want us to do more of it. You can also subscribe to our basically our YouTube channel if you want to catch up on our VODs and things like that and see when those come out. You can also subscribe to the Twitch channel as well if you basically feel like you want to give us encouragement to continue doing what we're doing. That is a easy way of doing that as well. You can also, if you happen to be an Amazon Prime member, you can take that free subscription that you get from being an Amazon Prime member as part of Amazon Gaming and use it to take Mr. Bezos' money and give it to another cause. If you decide to give that to us, we are greatly appreciative. And let's see here. Oh, basically, if you want help, the other way to find out more about what we're doing is basically I've got the social media manager right here. So, basically, you can follow our Blue Sky account, you can follow our Instagram account, you can follow our Facebook account. And those will give you more daily updates, more basically daily, weekly updates. If you want a more compact, digested version of all the exciting things we're doing, we have a newsletter available on the website, which will take all of those things, compress them down into one easy-to-read monthly newsletter. We promise it's once a month. That's all you get. Basically, with the exception of every once in a while, we'll send twice a month if we're releasing an extra new feature during the month or something like that. So, and I think that just about covers all of it. I can't think if there's anything else I need to discuss. Basically, the social media person will jump on mute or something I missed.
I think you got everything. I don't know if we're missing something. 20 will also jump on us. So
sure. I think we have another. Basically, we have another stream next week here, covering the. Basically covering more PowerWash simulators recover, and then the week after that, I believe we have Mike, our Pathfinder, basically resident Pathfinder campaign person, is going to be entering Quest for the Frozen Flame in, and that's the 9th, I think. I want to say. Sounds right.
That Monday.
Yeah, it's at the 8th or the 9th. One of those days.
That's the 9th.
Okay, cool. And so you can check
Yes, I still have a physical calendar behind my desk.
How old school of you. Much like this stream, talking about everything from Star Trek to Mr. Ed to Warhammer to old Japanese TTRPGs. All right, well, it is now 6:30, so basically, I will be mindful of basically my employees' time. That they're not my employees; they're my coworkers, to be more precise. My
How
coworkers'
demure
time.
of you. Very demure, very mindful.
And let them continue with their days and whatever work or family matters they have to attend to. So I will basically leave you with basically with all this and promise we will return to clean the back half of this poor ship. It's a little messy. All right.
It's not. I've done some work on it.
You've done some work on it, yeah. Well, it's
Thrusters
just
are clean.
yeah,
Or two of the
nice.
three cluster thrusters.
Nice, nice. Compared to maybe the other side's cleaner too. I think I've seen you doing helmet. Yeah, the other side's much cleaner. This side is much cleaner than the other. All right. Well, we will catch you all later.
Take it
Farewell.
easy, everyone.